So how exactly do you get from chaos to calm when it comes to getting off of that emotional roller coaster ride so that you can create your own economy? This is what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome back. Welcome to my channel and podcast. I'm Serenity Iris. I'm super happy that you are here. If you are new here and resonate, definitely subscribe, hit the like and share this, and even leave some comments about your favorite parts. We are going to look at two different business owners that I have had the recent pleasure of helping these days. And one of them first came to me in complete chaos, and the other one has really done tremendous work and has achieved a level of calm that has led to record months in her business growth. So we're going to be looking at these two different cases together. So I know there's a lot going on. There's a ton going on in the world right now, and it is affecting every single one of us in a different way. The energies are really strong. There's a lot of movement. There can feel like there's a lot of uncertainty in the air. And so especially when the external conditions are unpredictable, things are changing pretty rapidly, it is even more important to have a high level of command over your mind, to be as calm as possible so that you're not in fight or flight and in reactive mode. So if you are wanting to make better decisions for your business, for your life, for your health, for everything, this is super crucial. So I have other trainings and videos on more of the business nuts and bolts, and I'm going to share different resources as we go along today. But today I really wanted to focus on how you can really take charge of your own mind so that you're operating from a mindset of calm, tranquility, thoughtfulness, so that you can really be much more effective with whatever it is you're choosing to do. So I recently did a blind spot breakthrough call with a business owner, and she was struggling with her business. And then we pull back some of the layers, and she tells me she's been given notice that there's going to be an audit coming her way, that she's in a mess of bookkeeping that she hasn't really caught up with, that she's wanting to increase her cash flow, and then there's some issues with some of her investment properties. So there's a lot going on for this business owner. And so when we got to one of the pieces, one of her blind spots, we discovered that she was pretty significantly undercharging. And she actually gave an example of seeing a client who came with her husband, and for some reason, she ended up giving away basically 2 consultations for the price of 1. So basically, there's a lot of chaos with her external circumstances, but really chaos within her mind. So we were able to pinpoint that and identify that this is a blind spot. And of course, there's layers deeper, and we went into that as to the root cause and why she ended up giving away a consultation, doing the 2-for-1 thing when she didn't really want to, right? It wasn't coming from a very calm, thought out place. It was just sort of reactive. And so during the blind spot breakthrough call, we made these discoveries. And when someone really understands what's holding them back, the invisible thing, the thing that is basically running the show and has the power to lead to over 95% of your results, which resides in the level of the mindset. If you are blind to these invisible forces, it's pretty tough to try to change your results. So what I love to do is really get people to understand what their blind spot is. Like, number one, we need to know where you're starting from. It's sort of like when you want to go to a different destination, you put in the address or the location to where you want to go. But if the GPS does not know where you're starting from, it can't give you the direction. So the blind spot breakthrough is your starting point. So we had to identify her starting point, and then from there we could calm down her nervous system so it's much more regulated. We can really understand what the root cause is and address it, do some healing and release work around that, and then make some tweaks in terms of restructuring some aspects of her business that aren't going to be like a major renovation, but just like a few things that we can fine tune so that she can start to get some immediate improvements in terms of cash flow. And then we want to make sure that the mindset is operating from a new program so then it stays, it holds. It's not just like a little bump up, but then a crash down. So that's what we're doing with this particular business owner. And it's so fascinating, the transformation that I see people go through, because when there's chaos in the mind, when there's a lot of fear and uncertainties, maybe even outside of you, and you've absorbed it, it's absolutely going to impact things. So, in this time of great change and also great opportunities, I would love to see you being able to really stand and build your own and create your own economy, whatever you would love that to look like for you, because essentially we actually already are creating our own economy, whether we know it or not. And so when we're conscious of it, when we are fully aware, and then when we know the direction we want to go into, we can really direct things using the power of our mind. But most of the times, people are letting external circumstances take them on this massive roller coaster ride where they're just being flung this way and that way, and they are reactive. They are feeling incredibly emotional, not in a productive kind of way. There's a way to use our emotions and direct that energy in a very powerful, strong way, but not when you're on that emotional roller coaster. So it's super important to be able to calm our mind, to use it to our advantage. So if you're resonating with this, I do have a course. You can get it right away, instant access. It's called Relaxation 101. That would be an amazing tool for people. I used to see patients in my clinic, and basically they'd have these incredible relaxive, relaxive, is that a word? Totally relaxing treatments. And I wanted to be able to give them something that they could do for themselves at home. So I recorded this incredible course, and it's called Relaxation 101. So if you're resonating with what I'm sharing, you could check that out and see if it resonates with you. And if it does, you would get instant access. So that's one option. There's also a vibration shift session that I've recorded, and that's free. I'm going to put that in the description for you, so you can check that out. If you just need a reset, if you just want a taste of what is possible to shift your state, your vibrational state, you can have instant access to that as well. I'm going to share that in the description below. And I do have a full healing program called the Taurus of Light, where we really go very deep. But this is just a little sampler of what's possible with the vibration shift. People love it. I have clients from all over the world, and we come together and we do this on a weekly basis. A more extended, in-depth version, but you'll get a little sample in the description. And really, like, it's so important because we want to operate with a clear mind and use it for the incredible creative tool that it's meant to be. So I have another client who she started to she reached out, and she had, basically, I'm not going to go into the details just for privacy, but she had a health goal in mind. And so we started working on this health goal of hers. And she's also a business owner, and of course any business owner would love to have more optimization and some growth there. So but what we were doing was we were getting her very much connected with her intuition, with her higher self, accessing higher wisdom and guidance together, so that the mind could be used properly, so that she wasn't like being thrown around with the emotional roller coaster. She gained a lot of clarity and huge insights. So what's happened is that her health goal is she's on track, and things are definitely improving pretty significantly there. So her medication use has been able to decrease substantially. She's experiencing much more relief physically. But what's amazing is that her business has experienced record months in our time through this healing process. And she's also opening up to her creativity and intuition, which is amazing. So she's getting into her creative projects. And overall, she's just really feeling super grounded and connected and feeling great. So she's being able to be of service to her clients through her business. So it's amazing what happens when we're able to go from a chaotic state into a much calmer state. It's so valuable, like just for our day-to-day existence and living, our quality of life, but also it has a direct impact on the dollars that flow through your business as well. So if this is something that you're curious about, and I have other trainings actually, I do have a roadmap in terms of your offers and attracting ideal clients. And if that's something that you want to check out, I'll leave the link to that free masterclass. It's a full masterclass training that you can check out so that you understand that we're working with a roadmap, right? So we want to work with dialing in the mindset. That's part one. It's a 3-part roadmap system. So part 1 is the mindset. Part 2 is really getting clarity with your offer. And then part 3 is understanding how to effectively help people with your offer. So that roadmap is there for you. But what we're talking about in this episode is your ability to have that clarity of mind, to be in that state of calm, to really embody it so that you can get to things like working through a roadmap and implementing whatever it is you choose to, if that's what you choose to do, or no matter what you're doing, right? You don't even have to be a business owner. If you're just watching this and you're just like, you just want to get out of that chaotic state of mind and feeling state, then it's totally possible. It's totally doable. So the other resources are there for you as well in the description to help you with that. But it's so important, because if you imagine, right, going from a chaotic state of mind and it's producing sensations in your body, it's affecting you on a physical level. So what happens if that chaos or that stress is not addressed? It will turn into physical symptoms. And I've seen this over and over as a practitioner, as a naturopathic doctor. I saw this all the time in my clinic, where patients would come in and they'd have all these issues. And then when we get to the root cause of it, their particular blind spot, it was that there was incredible stress. And we all have things that are happening outside of us. It's actually a matter of how are we responding? Are we reacting? Are we allowing for the chaos? Or are we choosing to calm our mind? And I know how simple it sounds, and I know the practicality of it is often much more involved, right? So some of the things that we get into and the reasons where people get tripped up are if we grew up in a household of chaos like I did, that's going to be like the default wiring, the default programming, and it will feel familiar. So then if something unpredictable happens, or you're kind of worried or concerned about something in the future, your body will go into this fight or flight kind of a state as the default, unless you've done the work, the healing, and then the rewiring and the reprogramming to shift it so that you can embody a state of calm. So that process, like going from chaos to calm, is a process. For most people, it doesn't just happen like a switch, or if it does for a moment, awesome, but then to sustain it is a whole other process, which we definitely get into because it's so important. So I love helping practitioners, business owners to really do the healing, to also be able to live out and grow and develop your businesses, because we've got to have you healthy to be living out your vision, to be living out your purpose. It's so important, and that's part of why I do what I do. I am super passionate about helping you to not only discover what your purpose, if you don't know what it is, what your purpose is, to live it out in the most healthy, abundant, prosperous way that you can, and to clear any of the blocks that might be getting in the way. So I will often use channeled healing if that's called for, definitely deep work at the mindset level. And if you're resonating with this, and if you're kind of curious about what your blind spot might be, or if you're feeling ready to actually have a blind spot breakthrough, you can apply for a spot to go through a blind spot breakthrough call with me. So depending on what's happening in my schedule, if you see the link close by, you can click it, you can choose a time to submit your application, and then my team and I will get back to you. And if I'm still offering, if I have spots in my calendar, then we are going to do our best to fit as many people in as possible. This is something that I don't always open up, but I just feel called to do this because I've seen it just over and over again where that blind spot is completely sabotaging people's ability to be on track for really living out their potential, to really be growing their business, maybe even getting in the way of their health. And I don't want that for anybody. So if this resonates, if you're interested in a blind spot breakthrough, you can go ahead, click the link, and you can click to apply. So I'm super grateful for you. I love that you are even willing to explore this for yourself, because when you do the deep inner work to shift, to heal, to go from the chaos to the calm, it really has a powerful impact on so many other people whose lives you may not, people who you may not ever even meet. Like, that's how amazing this is, and we are all in this together. And if I can help you in any way, I absolutely will. So definitely feel free to leave a comment, like what most resonated with you, or if you have any questions about mindset or going from chaos to calm, definitely type it in. I read all the comments, and I love hearing from you. And if you resonated, definitely subscribe to the channel so you get notified. We release a podcast episode every week, usually on Mondays. And yeah, if you really enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up or share it with someone who would benefit. It means a lot. It goes a long way with how all of this works. So I'm super happy that you have joined me for this, and I will talk to you soon. I'm Serenity Iris. Bye for now.